Hello, we are going to look at Bidmas again, but with more indices. Now last week we talked about this thing, indices, and what it means. We know that now that any question containing an indice such as 5 squared, that means, or it might be 3 or it might be 4, this little tiny number is called an indice, and this working out must be done before multiply, divide, add or subtract. And if you look at the word Bidmas, brackets are always done first. Then there's this thing we're talking about, indices, then divide, multiply, add, subtract. That's the order that you need to do your working out in. Even if it doesn't come in that order in the question, this is the order you deal with everything. So sometimes these questions will also have brackets around them. For example, you might have something that looks like this. There's a 7 plus 1 in the brackets, and there's this indice outside the brackets. And that might look a little bit different to what you have been dealing with. Hang on. So brackets must always come first in any question. So because the 7 plus 1 is in the brackets, then we do that first and we get 8. Then comes the indice. 8 squared means 8 times 8, which is 64. Now, if you're not sure about your multiplying, you can use, if you have a scientific calculator, you can use this little button x2 on your calculator. And if you wanted to do 8 squared, you would go 8, press that button, and you see the answer 64. Any number would be the same. If you wanted to do 12 squared, you type in 12, press the x2 button, 144. So that's a quick way of getting the squared answer if you're working it out. So let's have a look at these questions here. So, for example, if we had 3 plus 9 in brackets squared, brackets are always done first, so you do the 12 squared, and that works out 144. So we could have used our calculator, but I knew that 12 times 12 is 124. And brackets here, 5 take away 2 is 3 squared. That's something you should know. 3 times 3 is 9. 10 take away 8 is 2. You do the brackets first. Squared, 2 2s are 4. Now that one, you might want to use a calculator for this, for finding the squared part. 15 plus 3 is 18. And we're going to square that. So it literally means 18 times 18, which you can use your calculator for a shortcut. Type in 18, press x2, 324. So that's how you deal with those kind of questions. We will also come across this symbol here, and this symbol means square root. Okay, we will also see the square root symbol, and it is treated as an indice. So if it comes up in a question, you must do it before the other operations, but after brackets. And you can find that symbol on your calculator. On my calculator, there it is there. It will come on every basic calculator. It's not just on scientific calculators that you find that symbol. So have a good look at your calculator and look for it. And make sure you know how to use it. On my calculator, I press it first. And then I put the number in, say I want to put in 81. And I get 9. But some calculators, especially the more basic ones, you'll have to put the number in first and then press the button. So let's look at some examples. If you had this example, 20 plus the square root of 16, you do this first. There are no brackets in this question, so this comes first. From square root of 16 is 4. Then you do the adding, 20 add 4, you get the answer 24. So, like this one, we do the square root bit first, we get 9. 100 take away 9 is 91. Square root symbol first, so that gives you 2. 76 plus 2 is 78. This one, square root of 25 comes first, and you're working out, so it's 5, take away 2, leaves you 3. So just think about what we did there. We did these kind of questions where you have brackets and then you square the thing in the brackets. So whatever's inside the brackets you add first, and then you do your squaring. We also did these questions that have a square root symbol in them, and the square root symbol must be done before you do any adding, subtracting, even multiplying or dividing. The square root symbol, you do it first. So like, for example, if you had 54 divided by the square root of 81. That looks kind of complicated, but actually what it means is do the square root of 81 is 9. Now you're dividing by 9. So 54 divided by 9 is 6. But you notice we did the square root symbol first before you do the dividing. Okay?